Hi everyone, and welcome back to MovieTube. I'm Jade, and I'm back with Jordan.
Hello.
And the two of us are going to be giving you our reactions and thoughts to episode 3 of Halo the series on Paramount Plus. And yeah, we're super excited. And if you are too, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because we will be giving our thoughts each week as the episodes come out. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so we're on episode 3. I think we got some corrections to get through. Apparently, from the last episode, we talked a lot about the new planet, and it maybe didn't 100% feel like Halo, and I thought I would chuck this in. A lot of people in the comments had let us know that that was a planet called the Rubble, and Soren, I always get his name wrong. Soren,
Yeah.
yes, is from the book from Halo novels as well. So that's something that we don't know about. So that is a correction that is from Halo lore, and we were incorrect on that. So I just wanted to correct that. So anybody watching, we were incorrect on that. So yeah, just a side note, doesn't really change too much. But so that is Halo novel. So going into episode 3, we consider that more, that a lot of things that they may be utilizing is also pulling from a lot of the novels, so that I'm not too aware of, really.
Yeah, we're not very versed in. We've done a lot of Halo lore, but not as much the novels.
Yeah, I don't know much about the novels, but yeah. Did you want to give your opinion, or do you want me to go first? Who wants to dive in of our thoughts on episode 3?
I'll go first.
I'll go for it.
I actually thought this was a lot better of an episode than both 1 and 2. I found it really intriguing and engaging, even though there wasn't a ton of action. And I really like I really like Halsey's character. And this episode we meet Cortana. She is like made and brought into this world, and that's really exciting. And I think Cortana also looks really cool and is very classic and true to the game's Cortana.
Yeah, I guess I'll just quickly say spoilers for the whole episode and things before we get too deep into it. But yeah, I actually do agree with you. I think this was a far superior episode to 1 and 2. It had the same amount of action as episode 2, but I think that when the action hit, we had a Lekgolo scene, which was the hunter worms. And I thought it was a really great action sequence. I really thought it was cool. Creepy, tense, felt very alien. And yes. I really liked that. I also thought the character work here was much better and moved at a way more faster pace. Not just of like, I want things to move, but like intriguing setups with the relationships, like with Halsey. Yeah, Halsey and Chief, and then Halsey's relationship with Connor, and Chief's relationship with Cortana. And I thought those relationships are actually intriguing. And I was way more engaged on a scene-by-scene basis. And totally agree with you. I thought the Halsey, I'm not too sure who the actress is that plays Halsey, but she's actually coming into her own for me. And I really she's quite good in the show, to be honest.
Yeah, she's very commanding as an actress. Like, my attention is fully focused on her.
And Cortana looked a lot better than she did in the trailers. I actually think she looks pretty good. And
in the trailers, I was a bit worried, but yeah.
Yeah. And getting the voice of Jen Taylor and her sound, it is Cortana, so that's a really welcome addition, and I think it pulls you straight back into feel. It just makes it feel more Halo to me 100%. Personally, because obviously jumping just from the games, so I really appreciated that, and I'm intrigued to see where it goes. Where it leads off is interesting. As I said, there's still a lot of differences, and we got some things that you don't expect, like we got Chief's cheeks.
We did get Chief's cheeks, indeed.
Slowly, every episode, they just whittled him down. Yeah.
And this time, it was just full frontal cheekage.
Yeah. But yeah, overall though, like I thought Cortana, although bringing back, I think it's Jen Taylor, I believe, the voice of Cortana, bringing her on is a good thing. But not only that, I thought the dialogue for her was actually snappy and really good.
Yes, because she is very sassy, and she's playful with Chief. Even in the serious moments, she's always very playful, always very sassy, and I think they handled that really well here, where obviously he's taking stuff really seriously, and he's trying to understand what he's going through, and she's just kind of forcing herself to be a presence. And I think that kind of makes sense to why Chief in the games, I know it's not canon, but in the games,
Mm.
becomes so attached and dependent on Cortana because no one else interacts with him the way that Cortana interacts with him. At least I find.
And it also plays on the fact that, it references that she looks like Halsey, and it's playing on like his dependency on Halsey as a person. And I like the dynamic they're setting up there. And I still think there's some parts in the episode that I'm not too fond of, just of character work. Like, I think I don't want to jump too much on negatives because I think that there's a lot of positives in this episode. Another one I do want to mention is I thought the start sequence, Dead Space, very Dead Space 2 with the eye.
Yeah,
really,
that was so Dead Space too. I was like,
yeah.
oh my god, they're doing that.
Yeah, and some really good layering of characters, like really shading a lot of whether it's Halsey or her super creepy assistant dude, shading them with a lot of grey. I think is an interesting dynamic to keep me intrigued to see where it's going to go, what is going to happen with these characters, instead of it just being a MacGuffin plot,
Yes.
So I think that works really well.
Totally. Like, I think this episode made me so much more intrigued in the world and the people in it than the previous ones.
And depending, I know some people may feel a different way about the blessed one, the female. But I thought that what they've done with her is intriguing enough, and I'm excited to see where that goes as a character. She's a very parallel character to Chief in a way. Both taken in as a child, and we see a bit of that backstory there. Both seen their cheeks now, and they feel very, very aligned with each other in that way.
Yeah, they're parallel. That's actually a great point. Yeah, it's like in a different light to how in the games the parallel was with the Arbiter. This is like a different parallel with her, and I actually am more intrigued by her than I thought I would be when first seeing her in this big gown with the like crest behind her. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, they didn't. I'm happy that they didn't play her as like a diplomat for long, or like they kind of let's push her story along. Let's give the audience a reason to either hate, love, or whatever you're going to feel, push emotions out of you by pushing it forward. And I think that is something that's necessary when you're introducing a character like that. But I guess I can jump into some negatives. I think that the Silver Team really falls flat for me, and it's hard to say because we haven't seen a ton of them. But man, I don't know. I don't really think that dynamic is intriguing there. And then that scene, and they're showing that I'm not 100% on the names. That's totally me. I always forget names. But there's the female Spartan that seems to have more of an attachment to Chief than the other two, and she just has a dour look on her face all the time, and I don't think she's really coming across as an actress very well. Maybe that's just the written dialogue, and I know that they have emotional suppressants, of course. That is part of the story, but I just don't really find the team interesting yet. And we're only in episode 3, so of course those things can change. And Kwan's story is... I get that, you've got 10 episodes, 55 minutes apiece. You're going to need to fill it with other parallel storylines and things going on in the same main plot line, but it's not too interesting for me. But Bokeem Woodbine as Soren, he's a good actor, so I'm always happy to watch him chew up some scenery regardless.
Yeah, no, for me, I definitely found Kwan to be the least interesting part of this episode by a lot. Like, I just found myself zoning out, unfortunately, in her sections and just wanting to get back to Chief and Cortana. So, yeah.
I thought there was, but for me, I'm quite high on the fact that I like Cortana and I like the dynamic they've got between Chief and Cortana, and I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. And not that it's a 180, like I'm not coming out saying this is definitively the Halo show that I would have liked, and obviously that's a geared thing because I haven't read the books, as people have pointed out, and I've only played the games and seen some of like the YouTube lore breakdowns and things. But I thought that this was a really good step in the direction for the story that it's trying to tell, and actually got me invested, and the scenes were well done.
You're absolutely right. I think it's actually made me so much more interested in its world and its own canon. Like, I kind of don't mind that the story is, not canon and it's in its own universe. I feel like I'm just as interested to see, I guess, this more human side of Master Chief, which I really didn't expect and one doesn't think of when thinking of like Halo, a TV show, but it's working in this own iteration of it, and I'm fascinated enough.
Yeah, I think that Pablo Schreiber is a good actor, so like it really helps to have someone that is charismatic, and can bring something, even if it's different, it does slowly sell you on it. And I'm not 100% sold on Master Chief yet, but we're only 3 episodes in. But
Yeah.
I think that adding the Cortana in the mix that I really, really vibe with, it feels
Yeah.
very Cortana. And just having her in a scene or having that voice makes it just resonate so much quicker for me. And
Yes.
I'm excited at the possibility of him in full armor out there on the missions, doing things, and having Cortana and him with the back and forth. I think, yeah.
Yes. Yes. I
But
totally
yeah,
agree with that.
I also agree with you. I liked Halsey a lot here.
Yeah.
I
I
thought they
think she was
did quite a good
great.
job.
And they really capture what I also love about her in the games, which is such a confliction between she has this love and genuine care for John and a lot of her Spartans. And she's very passionate about what she's doing and Cortana, but she's a little bit obsessive and she just can't it delves into evil villain kind of area because she just gets very obsessed with a goal that she has. But I like that. I like this imperfection that they're playing with.
Yeah, and we see that at the one of the beginning scenes of the episode with her talking to her clone, which was an interesting interaction. And it was the young ideology of Halsey versus where how far she has come. And I guess that's what I look at this episode, tackling a couple of different things that I can point out with the cloning. We've seen that a lot in TV shows and movies and media in general. And then there was obviously body horror and things with the Golo, and then AI. And I think it tackled a lot of them pretty well here.
Yeah.
A lot of the implementations and things that they swung for in this episode worked pretty well for me scene by scene basis. I enjoyed this significantly more than I did episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's totally fair. And I agree. As a sci-fi show, it did really well. It hit in a lot of areas.
Yeah, and I wasn't really loving the UNSC from episode 1 and 2, but I really, really vibed with how they kind of handled it here. I felt more just intriguing overall.
Yeah, more
they felt
grounded.
Halsey, the assistant, and the introduction of Cortana made it all so much less generic when they gave it all a bit of layering,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unique to this world now. Yes. Totally.
The CG also looked a lot better on the elites.
Yeah, they were towards the start in that flashback sequence.
And also we got a hunter leg. I'm down for that.
I was
we got
excited.
A leg. we got Chief's cheeks. We got a hunter leg. We got the leg goal. We're knocking them off the bingo card.
Oh
of
yeah.
things that we knew we would see.
True. Very true. Perfect.
But yeah.
Well,
I think Oh no, it's okay. I was just gonna say overall I really thought this was a big improvement. I still don't think it was an excellent episode, but I think this was I would say this is a good episode. I'm not I was kind of lukewarm on 1 and 2, and I thought this was just a better done episode, just writing basis. I'm not going to do too much in lore and differences because, as people pointed out, there's some stuff in the books, and I can't speak on that immediately after watching the episode because I have to do a bit of research to understand what was either canon in novels or anything. But just on an episode basis, I thought this was a lot better and more engaging, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely had more fun with this episode too.
Yeah.
Alrighty guys, I really hope you all enjoyed, and please let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let us know what your favorite episode has been so far, and we shall also see you next week for episode 4, so please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed, so we shall see you then. Say bye, Jordan.
Bye.
Bye.